Today I'm going to show you how to make a streaming soon scene for Twitch using Apple Motion and OBS. I'm currently streaming on Twitch 3 times a week, linked down below. So I wanted a unique streaming soon screen that matches my stream's general design without having to pay somebody else to get it wrong. So today I'll be using Apple Motion and Affinity Designer to show you guys how I made my own streaming soon screen that I think looks pretty cool. So let's get to it. Alright, so I'm brand new to this Affinity Designer. I didn't feel like paying monthly fees for Photoshop or Illustrator or Adobe in general, so I try to stay away from all that. This was pretty cheap. I think it was $30 or $40 for a whole full-fledged design program. So we're going to start a new document here, and I'm going to make it 1920 by 1080 to match my stream's output. We'll go here to create. This is just going to be like an overlay to kind of mask the video. So it can really be any shape you want. Let's go with a triangle for now. I kind of want to make it almost like a transition. So we're going to rotate it a little bit. Maybe stretch it out some. And then I want to convert to curves here. If I double click here on each side of the triangle, I'll be able to kind of lump it out a little bit. There, we've got this big old triangle. So now I'm going to change it so that it's just an outline without a filler. Let's make that outline like purple. Let's see what kind of brush I can do on it. There we go. That's kind of cool. Actually, we'll fill it. We'll fill it with a blue. I'm going to make this opacity right around 40-something%, because we're actually going to be playing a video behind it as it moves to give it a little bit of extra flair here. So that's pretty much it. You want to make sure you save your file here, and then we're going to export it. You want to make sure that you're exporting it as a PNG so that the transparency works. Otherwise, it won't work. So we'll click export, and I'm going to name it Twitch Purple Triangle. Save it in my overlays here, just so I know where it is. So now that that's done, we actually want to make another one that is all black. Like full-blown black. This is going to mask our logo that we're going to cover up and kind of reveal the video behind it. So now we want to export that one. Same thing, PNG, we want to keep our transparency valid. And I'm going to call this one Twitch Black Triangle. Simple. Keep it simple so you don't forget. We'll save our file. Close out the program. Again, this is another inexpensive motion graphics tool. One fee, I think it's like 40 or 50 bucks, and that's it. You don't ever have to pay for it again. I hate that all the Adobe stuff is monthly fees, because that just adds up over time to a ridiculous amount of money when there are alternatives that are equally as professional and equally as good for way less money over time. So back to Apple Motion, we're going to start a new project, 60 FPS, 1080p, and we'll do 15 seconds. That's fine. Okay. All right, so here we have it. This is our blank project. I always like to back it up, as I said in my last video, so that I can see the entire canvas. I did this too many times when you start doing graphics and then they don't appear, or they appear like halfway on screen. So now we want to import our file that we're starting with. What I want to do first, though, is I want to import the movie file here that's going to be in the background of all this animation. So we're going to take this movie file here, drag and drop it. Of course, hopefully you've edited this previously to your liking. This one I haven't, it's just a long clip for the purpose of this video. Then we want to take our purple triangle, drag and drop that, same thing, and then our black triangle, drag and drop that, same thing. If you've got a logo file, which I'll bring in right now, we'll pull this file in. That'll be a good one. And then I'm going to rename all my groups to what they are so that it's not confusing. Cool. So at the very back, we want our logo. then our video, then the black triangle, and then the purple triangle all the way at the top. So now, if I hit play, you can see the video playing behind. You don't see the logo, and nothing's really happening. Make sure you scoot your playhead back to the beginning. If you start it halfway through, it's a pain to deal with later with the keyframes and whatnot. Alright, so right now, I want the purple triangle and the black triangle to be completely off screen. So I'm going to select them both, go off screen. Then we're going to go to the inspector here, properties, position, and make a keyframe. I'm going to go, let's say 2 seconds in. We're going to bring them both on screen, right dead center. There we go. And then we're going to make another keyframe, which it looks like it's already done. We're going to let it hang out there for, let's say, 4 seconds, just because this video is kind of long. We'll make another keyframe, and then 5.5 seconds, let's say. We want this to slide to the right, completely off screen. So now when we go back to the beginning, we should have our purple triangle and our black triangle both moving. Perfect. So now we go to our video, right click, add image mask. We're gonna take our purple triangle, drag it onto the mask source rectangle right here. So now when I hit play,
it didn't change.
You just see the black triangle there.
There's squirrels banging up there?
Which is fine. But you you see our logo because it's all the way in the back. So that's awesome. Now for our logo, we want to add an image mask. We're gonna drag the black triangle down to its mask source, and our mask blend mode, we're gonna do subtract. So now the black triangle will subtract from the logo. And here you can see that right now.
It didn't change. There's squirrels banging up there?
So now we've got a pretty good little sequence here that starts with the logo, has a video clip in the middle of it, and ends with the logo. I'll play it again for you guys right now. So starting here, reveals a little bit of a clip.
There's squirrels banging up there?
Now the reason it looks kind of odd is because the purple triangle up here, when you put it as like a mask source, it automatically hides it. But if we click it again, you'll see that now we've got our color overlay.
It didn't change.
Which is pretty legit.
There's squirrels banging up there?
If we move this back to around 6 seconds.
It didn't change. There's squirrels banging up there?
Now, if you want to do what I actually did, I basically just copy-pasted this entire thing, and I changed out the video clip per sequence. So it's a different clip every time it plays. I'll show you guys again right now. This is my actual loading screen here. And so you can see it's a different clip every time the mask appears. Kind of gives it a little bit of variety. I tried to pick clips that were kind of like stream highlights. So that's basically it. Now I'll show you how to export it and import it back into OBS, and then you'll have your own custom loading screen with some animation and some cool stuff. Alright, so it's very important how you export this, otherwise it won't work right in OBS. So up top right here, you want to go to Share, Export Movie. We'll call this Purple Example Streaming Soon. How about that? Then we go to our settings. You want to make sure you have Apple ProRes 4444 Color plus Alpha. That'll maintain the transparency here, which is what we want. Then I'm going to go to use the play range of 6 seconds, and that'll be that. And we hit next, and then we wait. Cool, and that was done. Pops up with a QuickTime file right open right now. We hit play. Look at that, worked out great. So now we want to put that in OBS as its own scene, so that we can trigger it however we trigger things, be it keyboard, Stream Deck, etc. This is the easiest part. but there's a couple small things that you want to make sure you do. So here we have OBS. You can see all my different scenes right here. Let's do another one here called Streaming Soon. You just hit the little plus and then you hit enter when you're ready. So I've got automatic transitions built in. So if I go to any of these different scenes, it plays the transition that I've created. If you guys want to see how I created that transition, just let me know down in the comments. So anyway, we go to our Streaming Soon here. Our sources, we want to hit plus. Media source, I'm going to call this Loading Movie Purple. So you find your file, hit open, then you want to click loop. So now as soon as you go to the Streaming Soon scene that you've created, your automatic transition will play, and then it will loop the video that you just made, which is pretty cool. So let's go to that. Very cool. So that was a pretty easy tutorial for you guys. All this software is very inexpensive, and it's very accessible to make really easy stuff that kind of sets you apart online. If you find this kind of information helpful, feel free to subscribe down below. And if there's any other ideas you'd like to see me make a video about, leave them in the comments, because I like making these kind of videos, and I got a bunch of ideas, but you know, it'd be cool to do what you guys want to see. See if I can figure it out. Alright, cool. Well, we'll see you next time. Aloha.